Don't even say that. Someone comes, lights the Menhir, and then dies on our watch? People would be at my door with pitchforks.
He's waking up. Welcome back to the land of the living, our hero.
Help him up, Ansem. Welcome to my home. Quite a scene unfolded at the Menhir, with you at the heart of it. I can't decide if I'm more delighted or surprised. What was it that made the Menhir react to you? I see. You have a habit of not taking things seriously, don't you? But this is no trivial matter, so I demand respect. Come now, you must have a theory. The local Menhir here have been rather lifeless for quite some time. Then you come along, breathe life into what was dead, and, whether you meant to or not, alter the course of our history. That's how I see it anyway. Tell me, do you know what this Menhir represents? So they say. The Menhirs were raised by Merlin to ward off the ancient mists that burst monsters beyond human comprehension. But none of this matters in our current situation. Here, the Menhir represents something more. For some, it's a symbol of freedom and independence. Strength, if you will. It shows that the people of Connacht, my subjects, can face any challenge, even at the world's end. And for others, like our guest from Camelot, whom I'm sure you've seen, it's a symbol of power. Power once granted by King Arthur, and therefore by Camelot. And power that has been granted can be taken away. Calamity Shield, you say? An unusual request. That shield rests beneath the Menhir. And legend has it that it used to fuel its power for centuries. I don't mind if you look at it, touch it, whatever you need. Just don't take it. It's a treasured relic, and the people of Connacht are quite attached to it. And you're probably just as attached to your head, which you'll lose if we catch you trying to steal the shield. I want you to speak with Dinho, and try to calm him down. He's the commander of Camelot's forces stationed in Connacht, and, as you probably imagine, your presence here didn't exactly make his job easier. With the Menhir active again, everything could change. Officially, they say they want to gather all the Menhir scattered across Avalon, set them around Camelot, and bring people there to ensure their safety. That is, if they can figure out how to restore the power of the Menhirs. I don't think we know each other well enough to speak on unofficial terms. I'm well aware. And now we're also facing an outbreak of the Red Death, which will no doubt influence Camelot's decision on whether to offer my people shelter. But with the Menhir reignited, the people of Connacht will be even less willing to give up and go to Camelot. If anything, I expect rebellion to break out. And bloodshed is something neither we nor the capital want. I don't know, to be honest. It's not something I could admit publicly, but I feel both sides have a point. I understand the people who don't want to abandon their homeland, and I understand the knights who must face a long-lost terror and find a solution to an impossible problem. Believe me, being a lord in times like these is a heavy burden. If you need anything, speak to Ansem. He's the one who decides what's worth my time.
I just stay put, everything will be just fine. Ah, you need something.
The lost one cannot hear you. She walks again the paths she forsook, wading through familiar darkness. Well met, my friend. Strange to see you beneath these noisy skies. I find I much prefer the quiet depths of the sea. There is a place in the depths that calls you. A domain both mine and not mine, lingering on the seabed for centuries. I have a certain fondness for it. I once helped it grow, yet from the beginning, it has been stagnant. Its beginning was your doing, Arthur. Now that you have returned, help it move at last. By descending into the coldest depths of the sea. How else? Do not fear. You will not drown. I will not permit it. But there, my part ends. What follows is yours to shape. I trust you will not keep me waiting too long, my friend.
No idea. The Menhirs were Merlin and Nimue's domain. I was mostly just relieved they worked. Although I've always felt an odd sense of familiarity with them. I think they reacted to the power we now wield. The Four-Dweller element within us. But why and how? That's beyond even my understanding. But tell me, are you well? You were unconscious for a while. Good. That's good. You're admirably resilient. You remind me of some of my knights. The ones who helped me to build Avalon. Never surrendering, never backing down. We may not have chosen each other's company, but I'm glad it's you I ended up traveling with. Why? Are you wondering if I, too, had a torrid affair with a court musician? No. The only bard we had was Taliesin. He was old, smelled of stale wine, and had a beard down to his knees. I'm quite certain all those tales of his beauty came from him alone. The court itself was not my favorite place to be. The intrigues, the manipulations. At times, they almost made me long for the battlefield. Well, The apple has fallen far from the tree. I don't see the heir of Palamedes in him. His ancestor was a ruler devoted to his people. He was even capable of defying me when the situation called for it. I always respected him for that. And Yvain, I see a man trying to please everyone. That is the gravest sin a leader can commit. Decisions are never easy, but they must be made. I see that the current Lord is trying to delay that moment, and I fear it's his people who will suffer most because of his indecision. I know much time has passed. I just hope Palamedes' bloodline wasn't diluted by the carelessness of one of Yvain's foremothers.
You lost, or what? Ah, here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. That's very bad. Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late, and that they need to send us even more supplies. Secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir, and this has reignited people's hopes that they can stay. And that's dangerous. And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll, and I'm pretty sure things are just going to get worse and worse. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we haven't locked you up for sabotaging our initiative. That's the assumption I decided to go with, and that's why we're talking. Perhaps there's still a chance to sort out this mess. You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are unwilling to help with his endeavors, whatever they may be. And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn what he has planned. Isn't it obvious? For the safety of all the residents of Avalon. Only by gathering the Menhirs in one place and reigniting them will we be able to keep ourselves safe from the weirdness. Avalon's population has significantly declined over recent years. We're on the brink of extinction, damn it. That's why we need to stick together, to take care of each other. Only Camelot possesses the necessary infrastructure to establish the right conditions for its people. If they remain here, they will die, either from the weirdness itself or from the horde of monsters it spawns. And there aren't enough soldiers here for their protection. You must know that I didn't come here just to obey orders. I truly believe that this is the only way to save everyone on Avalon. Then at the very least, we'll have bought some time for those wiser than us to think of an alternative solution. Perhaps we will invade Tuathan, like in the glorious old days. Or perhaps someone will find a way to free the derelict fleet, allowing us return to the homelands. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm certain of, and I'll repeat it as often as necessary. Only by standing together can we overcome the weirdness. Scattering our people across the island is the worst solution, and it's a sure path to our ruin. Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. And druids are the only ones who know the rituals necessary to ignite the Menhirs. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superiors, our options for druids are limited. That's why I'm forced to work with Murig and, prophet be my witness, Neither of us is happy about that. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of the Menhir might make Murig consider double-crossing us. He'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Kunok despite our agreement. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual, you make sure you come to me first. I'll await your return.
This is my shield, but there's no part of my soul inside. We need to look somewhere else. But I can feel the missing part. Close. Maybe it's the Menhir. Maybe it needs something from us.
So, you finally arrived. Or is it the two of you? It's a pleasure to meet you. Call me Maggot. I don't like that other name Denholm and his men insist on using. I don't know, and that bothers me a lot. But I sense something lurking inside you. Something quite terrifying, I must say. All I'm sure of is that you've been exposed to vast quantities of the weirdness and survived. And that's rare. Let's say I have certain skills when it comes to magic. Yes, the Menhir. It responded to your presence. It reacted to you. And that's unusual. It means big changes are coming to our small Kunakt. Do you know why all those Camelot troops are here? That's right. Unfortunately, they believe that by gathering all the dying Menhirs and placing them around Camelot, they'll stand a fighting chance against the oncoming weirdness. But they don't know, or they don't want people to know, that a Menhir is nothing but a piece of rock, unless it has been ignited by a special ritual. And if they were ignited once, they can be rekindled again. You see where I'm going with this? No. I want you to rekindle the Menhir in Canucht. I'm too old to play a hero, but I can help you become one, if you care about things like that. And I, for once, would like to stand on the right side of history. That's the problem, you see. I don't have one. The moment the Menhir reacted to you, I felt something. As if a piece of my brain was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't quite reach it. I suddenly remembered about the Menhir rites, the ritual I told you about, and that there were 2 scrolls that contained it. But where are they? How do I even know that? That's lost on me. So, it looks like we'd have to take a little trip into the recesses of my memory. Literally. Well, not literally. As entertaining as that sounds, you won't be dissecting me. I'm talking about a journey into the subconscious, not an anatomy lesson. Just a bit of mushroom potion and poof, you're on your way. Safest option we've got, relatively speaking. I like your eagerness, but I don't exactly have the materials required for this particular kind of potion on me. It's not like I'm letting people inside my mind every day, you know. Here's what we'll need in order to make this thing work. Just grab these and bring them back and we'll see what happens. Let's see. The raspberries. We'll save those for later. Very nutritious. Perfect for the after effects. Nutrition is key, my brave friend. I'll make jam so delicious it'll knock your boots off. You'll thank me later. Wait and see. Now, it's time for us to embark on this shared journey into the self. See you on the other side.
Silly mushrooms. They whisper behind your back again. How did you lose your name? Did the fire take it?
A drink a day keeps the clarity away.
You just wanted to save your life.
If you hadn't done it, you'd be dead as well.
Traitor!
Wait! Just wait!
Oh, the king himself! I am unworthy. Oh, forgive me. How wretched I am. Yes, maggot. But I am a worthless maggot. You are here to help? The maggot cannot be helped. The worthless maggot betrayed its family. It ate their carrion. There are no more druids. There is no Murig. What is left is the maggots. I ate them. The vile maggots ate the druids, then ate Murig. And now the maggot is all that's left. The maggot was born when Murig pointed to where his brothers were. Yes, and thus the maggot was born. The maggot doesn't deserve to live. Would you like to kill the maggot? The maggot doesn't want to live. Murig gave birth to the maggot. The maggot ate Murig. But the maggot doesn't want to live. Kill the maggot! The maggot won't fight you. Kill the maggot!
Oh, there you are. It was an interesting journey. That was you? I was sure I was getting killed by King Arthur himself. It seems strange that he was there, but my ability to speak seemed very limited. I felt that I wanted to die, which was nothing new, to be honest, but at the same time, I didn't. I put my trust in the king. Now, perhaps I should be grateful, and yet I feel like something inside me has died, something important. I see. A mercy kill. Worthless maggots don't deserve anything else. Do you need anything? If not, then please, just go. I need to be alone. It did. Things I'd forgotten. Things I didn't know I knew. It's not a scroll. It's a tablet, split in two. Druids kept one half. Priestesses kept the other. The druid half. It's at Sagrimor's castle. I don't know how he got it. He wasn't the best sort. His castle sank a couple 100 years ago. Just grim stories left now. But my master etched his name in my mind. It has to be there. Nianti. She knows. Priestess things. Ailey's too busy, so talk to Nianti. Do you need anything else? If not, then please just go. I need to be alone for a while.
Oh? You managed to extract coherent information from that druid who insists he isn't a druid? Remarkable. In any case, this truly is good news, especially for us. A ritual that works on one menhir should work on all of them. You must bring the tablets to me, not to him. We'll use them in Camelot for many menhirs, ensuring the safety of nearly the whole population of Avalon. If you give them to Maggot, only Cunnacht would benefit. Do you really want to doom all of Avalon for the sake of one small town? I'll await your return.
You're here. Let me look at you. You seem to have recovered after whatever happened at the Menhir. The All-Mother herself must be watching over you. I would gladly explain why you're wrong, but I have neither the time nor the patience to engage in religious disputes. If I were a priestess at the Titan Steps, and perhaps... But here, take a look around. Cunard doesn't need preaching, it needs herding. The entire place is a complete disarray, and the people here are not easily swayed by words. If they were, we wouldn't be in this pickle. I've been trying to work with Lord Yvain to control the situation, but it seems like everything is conspiring against us. First came the Red Priest, braying about the Red Death and accusing people of hiding the diseased. They sow panic and mistrust as if we didn't already have both in abundance. And then you showed up and made a spectacle of yourself at the Menhir. We were hoping to make the relocation as peaceful as possible, but it seems we're fighting a losing battle. I wouldn't know. It does sound like typical druid nonsense. Split the knowledge so nobody has a full picture, and then act surprised when everything falls apart. If anywhere, it'll be at the Temple of the All-Mother, or what's left after its fall. When corruption spreads there, my sisters who served became something else. Abandon this quest while you still can. Whatever you seek there isn't worth what this twisted place will do to you. Wait, That didn't scare you off? I feel ashamed, even thinking about asking you for help. But maybe the Menhir's reaction to your arrival was a sign from the All-Mother. Maybe you are someone who can help. You never asked me whose grave it is. I come here because it's a reminder of how I failed those who counted on me, and I should feel sorrow, guilt, something. But the truth is, I lost part of myself long before Maeve was taken. I stand here. I wait for a feeling to appear, and nothing comes to me. Not ever. At the corrupted temple, something happened when I was still a priestess out there. I feel like something was taken from me, ripped from my very soul. And I've been hearing her voice ever since. Lorelia. I don't remember. I should, but the memory eludes me. She's calling to me, but I can't answer. Help me, please. I need you to go to the corrupted temple. Find her. Find out what she wants from me. Because I fear what I'll find. If she's calling for me, it means facing something I'm not ready for. But you might see the truth more clearly than I can. Thank you. Whatever this is, it has haunted me long enough. Go with her blessing.
Greetings to you, strange soul. You carry a light that doesn't belong to the Sagramor's realm. You're not from here, are you? I fear, then, that you won't be able to grant me absolution, at least not yet. Scroll. Indeed, I recall seeing druidic sages arriving at the court long ago. I also witnessed powerful acts of magic. Surely the court custodian might know more, but you must forgive me. I cannot provide you with a more specific answer. May goodness and... I swear. May goodness and...
Ah, a new guest in our court. Welcome, stranger, to the humble halls of King Sagramor's castle. Are you here to seek an audience with the king and queen? Many are eager to see them, though most are the old regulars. I'm sure their highnesses will be pleased to see a new face. We haven't had many guests of late. Oh, no need to trouble yourself with me, my lord. I am but a simple custodian, a lowly servant of our gracious majesties. Though, if I had performed my duties better, perhaps there wouldn't be so much constant dying. Oh, I'm sure they will. But you might have to wait a bit. The king's schedule is completely full for the foreseeable future. And, before you ask, no, there's no way to speed it up. King Sagramor is very particular about treating all his subjects equally. Unless you're aiming to become the court jester, there's not much I can do to help. Though, now that I think about it, perhaps if the Queen's sisters put in a good word for you, you might just get to the front of the line. I'm glad you asked, my lord. All you need to do is kill me, and the keys to the sisters' chambers will reveal themselves to you. Exactly. For a brave adventurer like you, it should be no trouble at all. Go ahead. I won't fight back. I die more often and more efficiently than anyone else in this noble castle.
Who goes there? Are you here to see the children? Oh, my sweet babies. I lost them. I lost them all before they even got here. They scattered, poor things, like dandelions in the wind. The Queen. She wants nothing to do with me. I failed her so terribly that she no longer wishes to see me. I've fallen so far from her good graces. But I will make it right. You'll see. I just need the children here, safe and sound. Maybe when she sees them, even as they are, she will love them just as much as I do. My little flowers, they're all gone. Met their grim fates within these castle walls. They die and die at the hands of those who should have loved them, or through their neglect. Poor little things. They deserved so much better. After all, they were barely more than blood on our sister's white sheets. Really? You'd do that? And you won't hurt them, will you? Please, I cannot bear to hear their cries anymore. I need them close, so I can watch over them as I was meant to. If I could keep that one promise I made to my sister, perhaps then I could finally know peace. Let me think. Renaud, the Crown Prince, loved to stand on the balcony, gazing down at the gardens, watching the legacy that will never come to be. Little Noah, covered in blood. His mother would wash him again and again, scrubbing endlessly. It feels like he rarely leaves the bathtub. Oh, and Hugo, such a sweet child, sleeping soundly in his cot, sleeping and sleeping, always and forever. He has his favorite lullaby.
Once upon a time, there lived a young maiden named Claire. So she endured, her heart steadfast in its belief that love could shatter even the darkest of spells, and that one day, somehow, she and Bors would reunite. It was the height of summer when young Bors first laid eyes on the maiden of his heart, working in the fields, his skin bronzed by the sun. He paused as the sound of hooves drew near. A lone maiden approached, her hair shimmering like spun gold, her cheeks rosy and her waist snugly drawn into a spring green corset. While the other peasants bowed their heads, Bors stared unabashedly. Sensing his gaze, the maiden turned sharply, startling her steed. The horse reared and she tumbled from the saddle, straight into Bors's waiting arms. Their eyes met, and in that instant, the maiden felt herself lost. A warmth bloomed upon her cheeks, but a deep foreboding stirred in her stomach. For she knew there would never be another man who could claim her heart so completely. From that day forward, she rode past the fields daily, offering Bors water and sharing quiet moments beneath the shade of a willow tree. Days stretched into nights, and the two surrendered to love. But one day, as the maiden passed the field, her beloved Bors was nowhere to be found. She waited beneath the willow until darkness fell and reluctantly returned to the castle. The next day, and the one after that, she returned. But Bors never did. Summer turned to autumn, and the maiden ceased her rides. She withdrew into the shadowed stillness of her tower, her heart heavy with unending sorrow. Unbeknownst to her, Bors's bones lay bleached and brittle beneath the sun, hidden in the very field where their love had bloomed. For in Sagramor's kingdom, no crime was graver nor punishment swifter than love. Long ago, there lived a maiden named Claire, fair of face and gentle of heart, cursed by her cruel sister to remain imprisoned in a high tower. Forbidden to step beyond its walls or look out of the window, she spent her days weaving a tapestry of the outside world, a world she could glimpse only through the reflection in an enchanted mirror. Yet Claire dared not lift her eyes from the loom, for the curse was absolute. If she ever stopped her weaving to gaze out the window herself, the fragile thread of her life would snap. One day, the mirror revealed a grand procession on the road below. Among them rode a knight clad in gleaming silver armor, a sapphire cape following behind him. His warm eyes and copper hair struck Claire's heart with longing. Unable to resist, she rose and stepped toward the window for a glimpse of the gallant knight. The moment she moved, a terrible pain gripped her chest and the mirror shattered. Claire, knowing the curse had claimed her, fled the tower. She reached the road just as the procession passed, grasped the knight's cape, and collapsed. Sir Bors turned at the sudden tug, leapt from his horse and caught her. Her breath grew faint, and she whispered, "Do not grieve, for I am glad to have seen you, my knight." With those words, her spirit departed. Sir Bors wept bitterly, for never had he seen a maiden of such beauty and grace. His heart swelled with both joy and despair, for he knew he would never again love another as he loved the fair and cursed maiden, Claire. In the days of King Sagramor, there lived Bors, a wandering minstrel whose songs were famed for their beauty and sorrow. Among his melodies was one that bore the weight of his heart, the ballad of a lady named Claire. Claire, a noblewoman of unmatched grace, had been betrayed by her jealous sister, who sold her to a rival lord for power. Locked in a distant tower, her pleas for rescue went unheard. But Bors, who had once sung for her in her father's court and fallen deeply in love, learned of her plight and vowed to save her. He journeyed to the castle where she was held and sang beneath its mist-shrouded walls each night, hoping she might hear him. At last, a faint voice joined his song. Claire, her spirit unbroken despite her captivity, determined, Bors devised a daring plan. Each evening he sang in the castle hall, lulling the court into an enchanted trance. When the moment was right, he slipped away to free Claire. Together they fled through shadowed halls, hearts pounding with hope. But as they reached the forest edge, Disaster struck. The alarm was raised, and the guards gave chase. Armed only with his loot, Bors faced the guards to protect Claire. In the struggle, he was struck down, his body falling beside his broken loot. Claire was dragged back to the castle, her heart forever bound to the minstrel who had died for her. I was writing something important. Do you know what it was? Yes, Bors, my former lover. I have fond memories of him. Really? Perhaps that was true once. I longed for my own Sagramore. I craved love, true love. A beloved, not a dog. My dearest Bors, I'm sorry. Here, you've read these notes on the stacks of paper. My handwriting. I must have written them, yes. Strange. No, I'm sorry. My sister. I have two sisters, one older and another the eldest. She's the caregiver. She nurtures, she helps, she tries. She wanted Sagramore. She wanted the crown. She has everything except love. She does. She holds the power of the men here. She has everything. She has no desire for love. She wants to rule. Love is not necessary. Power is. Fear is. It's at the very top, above all else. To see everything. To hear everything. Enough. She sees all, hears all. Her arms are long. They're everywhere. Go now, go.
He's gone. Young Prince Renard. Oh, by the gods, lost for good this time. The midwife will wring my neck with her bare hands. I can't. No, I won't go back to her like this. And the Queen, she'll do worse. Much worse. Have you ever seen her angry? Hopefully not. Oh, yes, of course. Straight into the void. He stood there for a long while, just staring into the well. And then he was gone. He just stepped in like it was the most natural thing in the world. Are you mad? Who would do it? Jump into that void? You're not being serious. Oh, surely you don't mean to. Oh, may the gods watch over you. Or, no, wait. Better they don't look upon someone heading into a place like that. They might feel disgusted. But I wish you luck. Remember, everything you do is being judged.
Did the midwife send you? Or was it that coward who's supposed to be keeping me under their heel? The firstborn of the king and queen. A proper little princeling. Almost grown, though life has never tested me thanks to the comfort I was raised in. Which is why I'm full of whims. Why I think only of trivialities. Why I'm just a gilded youth, unable to appreciate what I have. I won't bother listing every one of my vices. Don't take it personally. You're not that special. Nobody is. I just wanted you to leave me alone, but as always, everything in this house proves hopelessly useless. Any form of service, flawed and feeble. They lack competence. Next time, I'll find a deeper despair and an emptier void to hide in. Mother won't be pleased with how miserably the court servants perform their duties. She never handled disobedience well. Well then, we can skip pedagogical lectures, as I know you'll force me to return at the end. And later, I'll try to run away again. Spare yourself the trouble. You don't have to drag me by the hand, I know the way back. The Queen's little lapdog. Phew.
You found the young master. Joy, such great joy. I owe you a debt or two. We simple folk, we must stick together. Here, take this. I hope it serves you well.
Why did you kill me? I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like that. Mum, she used to call me Little Fish sometimes, when she was in a good mood. But when she wasn't, she'd call me Bastard, Misfortune, or Mistake. Once, during a bath, I cried that the water was too hot. So she pushed me fully underwater and held me there until I learned. After that, the water was always cold. Mama is the most important one. She controls everything. Everything rests on her shoulders. I can't disturb her. Father is the king, and usually just sits on the throne. Mama always said he was busy, but he just sits there. Then I was here, sitting in the water, and I never cried again.
They are here. All of them. My sweet little petals. I'm so sorry. I should have tried so hard to bring you into this world. But maybe now, we can set you free. You will help us, won't you, stranger? My sister's reign must end. It's brought us horror upon horror, all because of her fear and obsession. She thought she could forge fate with power, but she was wrong. Fate is inevitable, and the one she claimed was never hers to begin with. Yet we are the ones who suffer the most.
Hello again, my lord. Are you ready for your audience with the king and queen? As you wish. Here is the most precious of all keys. It will open the doors leading to the throne room. Oh, and you might have an occasion to see the royal chapel. Please, don't forget us. Damned for all eternity.
So cruelly. Why did you refuse to simply bow? You could have served me for eternity. Wouldn't that have been beautiful?
Gone, is she? Gone from one eternity straight into another. Oh, how I wish we'd had one more day. A proper one. Marked by the sun setting on us forever. Once, I dreaded it. The relentless passage of time. And now, all that's left is tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to dusty death. Fear not, till mushrooms take the place of your heart, and now mushrooms grow in my chest. The king is dead. Long live the king. Now it all ends. The lofty dream, the endless torment, and the fruits of our vanity. What we leave behind is a monument to our own foolishness. There will be no legends told of this place, for it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. And this is for you. the reason for your visits to this cursed court. You may leave now. Your audience is over.
No hunger, no pain, just life in its purest form. You have saved this kingdom from oblivion. The kingdom no longer belongs to kings, but to all. The king's body, our body, the body of all. The kingdom no longer belongs.
No. My subjects were usually well disposed towards them, grateful for their magic. Merlin was held in high esteem by the common folk. Of course, there was mistrust at times, even open hostility, but never like this. Nobody was ever so twisted by hatred as to herd them into a giant wicker man and set them alight.
My voice. Find my voice. They have it, twisted it, and now speak in my name. But their words are not mine. Find my body, once undying, now rotting in endless torment. Free it. End this agony.
You can see me, hear me. How strange. That's not how it's meant to be. I decide who sees, who hears, Yet here you are, unbidden. Why? The All-Mother holds all wisdom in her womb. The threads of destiny intertwine. The tides flow to the rhythm of her heartbeat. In prayer, you will find greater wisdom than in all the scrolls and books of the world. Oh, I hoped it wouldn't come to this. And yet, it is as I feared. The fire dims. The song ends. And the voice must fall silent. If this is her will, her voice shall be yours now. Few are touched by her in such a way. The voice of the mother is a gift, but also a burden. Go then, and let us see if you are worthy of bearing it. You can see me. That's not an offering upon the altar of the All-Mother. Sacrificed and brought back before Her Majesty. I gave her my life, expecting nothing in return. And I received her highest grace. But what are you, I wonder? That you've broken the rules of my domain. Perhaps the mother sent you, or perhaps you've come to tear my purpose apart. I am Laurelia. Do you know my title? I am the herald of the All-Mother, her voice. And all who heed her voice shall receive grace, while those who defy her shall perish. You will carry out her will fervently, won't you? Ah, Niante, the fractured one. Yes, she feels the void, doesn't she? The emptiness, where her compassion once dwelled. What she cast away? A fragment, a spark. Hers, yet no longer hers. It clings to me now, bound in service to the All-Mother. And does she need it? Truly? Compassion can be a burden, a chain that weighs down the soul. I held it for her because she could not bear it. She gave it to me. Is that what she told you? That I stole it like a thief in the night? No. It was her despair, her doubt, that cast it away. I merely caught it. Because the All-Mother does not abandon her children. Niante's compassion is a spark, a light meant to guide her. Without it, she stumbles in darkness. But to reclaim it, she must prove herself. It is not a gift freely given. It must be earned. Then she must prove herself worthy. That fragment is steeped in corruption. To return it as it is would destroy her. Take this. It holds what she has lost. Bring it to the All-Mother's altar and cleanse it in her light. Only then will it be safe to return. Go, and tell Niante this. The fire she extinguished still burns, but only she can decide whether to let it consume her or warm her soul. Her will is to offer you the truth that will guide you in the darkness. Entrust your soul to her, and she will lead you to salvation. I dreamed of her since I was little, almost every night. Sometimes even during the day. The villagers said it was a gift, but I was afraid. I was afraid of the mother. Can you believe it? I lacked faith. I didn't know I was chosen. I resisted serving in the temple. How silly I was. And then she came. Warm, good, present. Take my body and soul. Take my life, Mother. I accept your offering, my child. Rise and walk, and I shall speak through you. Be my voice.
What happened? My oath. My purpose. It's gone. A knight of the Round Table. I proudly bore the name Percival in honor of my predecessors who served King Arthur. Like the first Percival, I set out in search of the Holy Grail. My path led me here, to the very temple where my father once wanted to send me for priestly studies. I never felt a calling then. But this time, I heard something calling me. I thought it was the Grail, but it was her, whose sword-wielding hand I was to become. False goddess, an abomination, pretending to be the All-Mother, corrupting priestesses' minds. A Four-Dweller. One of those four-armed creatures King Arthur fought when he first arrived on Avalon. The kind I'd only read about in old texts. I did. I challenged her to a fight for claiming to be a goddess. For poisoning the minds of the innocent. She said she would prove that she was the only goddess here. She forced her way into my mind, and made me vow that if I lost, I would become her paladin and serve my only true All-Mother forever. I was vanquished. I knelt powerless before the false All-Mother as she pierced me with a blade. I was to carry it within me always as a sign of whose power I am now under. Be careful. If you face her, fight fiercer and strike harder than I did. Above all, don't let her into your mind, or she will turn your own body against you. I spent countless years trapped in the prison of my own body. Bound to her service, where I found the truth. The only truth worth knowing. I was blessed with her presence. I warmed myself in her radiance. Why did you take it from me? Why? I'm sorry. The oath I swore to the false All-Mother. I can still feel its binding. Even my death did not entirely free me from it. You could ask the All-Mother to forgive me. Beg her to grant me the honor of being in her presence once more. No. Kill her. Kill the false goddess. Please. I trust in you. Am I forever tethered to this place?
And now, in the ruins of the temple sanctum, find my sight. It has always been, and always will be, all-seeing. It watches you, even now.
Set of eyes. And how hateful they are. Would you close them for me, please? Could you grant me a tiny scrap of mercy? I dislike seeing what they see. There is something about you that reminds me of Mother. She sees everything. And when she allows, I see it all too. It feels like 1,000 eyes open all at once, revealing nothing but boundless suffering wherever they look. Your eyes seem to carry a similar kind of rot just around the edges. It's as if you were a freshly slain corpse, yet to comprehend your fate. All eyes in the temple are at my disposal, whether I wish it or not. My sight knows no limits, and all that I see, I take upon myself. The sins, the impurities, the perversity, they fill me to the brim and cling to my throat like black tar. Mother made me the unwilling confessor to any unfortunate soul who dares to set foot in her sanctum. The only thing I can do is grant them absolution, albeit a hollow one. After all, they've already doomed themselves by coming here. Mother is bathed in shadows and swaddled in raven wings. All she ever sees is misery. The day she appeared in the temple, she requested a frith from me. As I cast my gaze upon her, my mind shattered, and my soul was torn into pieces. On that very day, I made her an offering of my eyes, begging her to be freed from my gift. She deemed it an insult, and has been punishing me ever since. You cannot. Mother abhors sinners. No living soul has ever been permitted to bask in her unholy radiance. She will only allow herself to those she considers worthy. Yet nobody is, nor will anybody ever be worthy. To her, our kind are no more than beasts. We revel in our transgressions. She finds it repulsive. I find myself agreeing with her more and more with each passing day. No man is devoid of sin, nor does it seem do they wish to be. Oh, such kindness. I have not witnessed kindness like this since the time before Mother came here. Mercy and grace used to be the way of this temple. How far have I fallen to forget? To become so utterly selfish? You can open your eyes now. Go on. I will share with you what I see. I will absolve you of your sins. Oh, I can already taste them on my tongue. So numerous are they that you have not yet broken under their weight. Let me relieve you of your burden. Let me offer you a new beginning, free from foulness trailing your every step. Wise decision. Stay still. Soon you will feel... You will... There are so many. Too many. What are you? It's as though you shoulder entire lifetimes of sin. You are an abomination. You cannot be allowed to continue.
May your soul finally know freedom.
You're here. I've felt your steps through this place. The tethers holding me, unraveling one by one. Are you here as my savior? Or have you come to seek my mother's embrace? I am a mother. Yes. I have known a mother's joy. And I have endured a mother's sorrow. I carry the grief without a name. The kind that rends the heart and bleeds it dry. Year after year, hour after hour, I have walked Avalon for centuries. Its soil watered with my tears, my arms empty of their sweetest burden. I came here seeking solace, hoping to staunch the loss before it consumed me. I called into the emptiness, desperate to reach what I had lost. But my cries were met with silence. At first, I thought they had gone unheard. I was wrong. The woman here felt it all. My grief, my bitterness, my rage. They trembled before my sorrow. For to make a mother weep is a child's greatest sin. The weirdness bound us all together. I became their image, and they became mine. Have I? Or have they? They prayed so fervently, and all their prayers fell on deaf ears. They sought answers to unjust suffering, but found none. Like children lost in the dark, they clung to the first voice they heard. And because that voice carried only agony, they believed themselves doomed. There is no path for a soul so utterly lost, but to descend into madness and despair. No more than I could help myself. I have not remained here by choice, nor have I claimed them out of desire. They wove a prison from their faith, with the weirdness as the thread that bound it all together. Belief is a dangerous thing here on Avalon. Those who seek godhood should rightly fear their believers. You have already freed me. You restored the sight I shared with the tormented Frither, and returned my undying body, once bound to the fallen Percival. And my voice, I grew weary of it, so I gave it to Lorelia to speak on my behalf. The sweet girl made it her own, ensuring she will remain here, even when I am finally gone. I lingered only because I wished to meet my savior. I had hoped, but no. What I hoped for no longer matters. As for the others, I fear they are too far gone in their madness. The only freedom left to them is the one only a mortal can embrace. Farewell, stranger. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
Just keep your head down.
It's over, Lord Yvain. The time has come to take the Menhir to Camelot. If you care for your people, prove it. The Menhir is fading, and there's no way to reignite it. You know perfectly well that this is the only option.
I know the Menhir is fading, and nothing can stop that, but its power still lingers. I haven't yet exhausted every means to bring it back to life.
And how exactly do you plan to do that, huh? Your druid is useless, and I've never heard of any way to restore a Menhir's power other than Merlin's old rituals.
You're right. The rituals are lost, but the Menhir stays where it is. At least until I return from the expedition for the Holy Grail. That is Camelot law. An ancient one that neither you nor any of the Knights of the Round Table can break.
What? So you've really thought this through, haven't you? But hear this. If the Menhir's power is completely depleted, we'll have no choice but to leave for Camelot. Protecting the lives of Camelot's subjects takes precedence over any holy mission. That's King Arthur's decree.
I am aware. But you have no authority to order a return to Camelot until the Menhir has completely faded. I know the old laws, Denholm. That's why I choose to evoke them. I will lead an expedition to find the Holy Grail. Such is my will.
Well, if that is the will of the Lord of Kurnocht, then Camelot will have no choice but to acknowledge it. I'll report this to command. They're in for a surprise. Stay and see if you can talk some sense into him. If he's set on this expedition, well, if he's so eager to die, I won't stand in his way.
I'm sorry you had to witness that unpleasant exchange. You heard what Denholm said. Once again, I need your help, and I'm prepared to grant whatever you ask in return. People I can trust. Those prepared to share the burden of this quest for the Grail. I can't command anyone to join me. They must come of their own free will. Otherwise, the expedition is doomed to fail before it even begins. And, as you've likely noticed, I'm not exactly beloved by my subjects. I have no idea, but I also have no other choice. I will find the Grail or die trying. I owe it to my people. Those who still believe I can save their homes, and that my only regret is that I acted so late. Denholm is right. The Menhir is fading. If we fail to return with the Grail in time, the people of Kurnocht will be forced to leave for Camelot or face death here. I would start by looking among the most trusted and eldest members of our community. Our priestess, Niante, possesses unparalleled talent in healing. Her presence would certainly be invaluable on such a journey. Then there's Urfa, a skilled blacksmith who was once a formidable warrior. If not for the strength of his muscles, the strength of his mind could prove useful. You might also speak with Maggot. Since the two of you have been through so much together, he may not be thrilled by the idea, but I believe his heart is still in the right place. It's hard to say, and that only proves how much I've lost touch with my own people. Even those as respected as these three. Still, try to approach them with kindness. They all have their demons, and I doubt they'll agree to join if they are still tethered by unresolved matters. Thank you. And believe me, the reward you'll receive for your efforts will be priceless. And whether they agree or not, I will set out for the Grail. I will buy more time for Kurnocht.
Stay quiet, stay safe.
Does it matter? As long as the result is the betterment of the people, what difference does it make? Guilt is a powerful motivator, and a useful one at that. My sisters taught me that, time and time again.
I know. I'm the one who suggested it. It's the only way to get Camelot to hold off moving the Menhir. Yvain can count on me. After everything that's happened, I see now that this is the right path. Tell Yvain I'll join him on this holy mission. Go with her blessing.
Really? What for? The Menhir burns beautifully. Nothing bad can happen now. Ah, yes, that makes sense. I can see it now. And he sent you to me. How unexpected. But honestly, I'm not worthy. And I don't think I ever will be. What use is a scatterbrained pseudo-druid who's been abandoned by Mother Nature? I'd just get in the way. Or worse, I'd put everyone in danger. The maggot inside me is still strong, I know it. That's why I have to stay here, to protect others from its influence. Tell Yvain I'm sorry. I'm honored he thought of me, but I can't join this expedition.
How simple it is to look into someone's heart and tear it out, isn't it? It's different. I get the magic. I'll be going back to work.
Beor's fully recovered. He's doing well and making his own decisions. He doesn't need an old man hovering over him anymore. And, well, to be honest, I've been waiting for this moment. I'm proud of him, but you didn't hear that from me. You've done right by me, so I'll give you some advice. This whole expedition is madness, but as they say, sometimes there's method in madness. And I'll admit, I'm glad these old bones can still be useful. I might not think much of our Lord, but I won't turn my back on him when he needs help. This isn't just about him. It's about our home. I'll do whatever I can for Kuanacht. Tell Yvain he can count on me, even if it's the last journey I'll ever take.
What news? The people I told you about. Have any of them agreed to join me on the quest for the Holy Grail? Well done. Naturally, I would have preferred to bring them all, but 2 will make fine company. Perhaps along the way, we'll meet others willing to lend us their skills. After all, I can hardly believe you're the only one bold enough to roam the world in search for adventure. You've done me a great favor, so allow me to repay you. Before I depart, know this. You brought change to Kuanacht and earned my deepest gratitude. Let my repayment be the blessing my lineage received from King Arthur himself. Be the shield that watches over Kuanacht, as House Terion has done for generations.
I am his oath, the weight of duty that shields the faithful.
am the wall between order and ruin.
You can't just allow for things like that to happen. Not ever again. Not when the kingdom is beginning to find its way. You're the king, and that comes with a whole lot more responsibility. You can't let people like Merlin do what they want, even if their intentions are pure. You must see the danger now.
The memory of Seawall is my burden. Harder to bear than I'd like to admit. But I've realized that his story is what happens when power answers to no one.
Then do something so that a tragedy like that never happens again.
Palamedes, you've always spoken your mind, even when I didn't want to hear it. You've stood beside me through the darkest days and fought not for glory, but for Avalon and its people.
I have done only what I believe was right, nothing more.
Yes, and that made me realize that Merlin was wrong. The legacy I leave won't endure through the legend of a single man, whether it's me or anyone else. I decided to give my sword to the Horns of the South, to bind them not to me, but to the people. But Avalon needs more than that. It needs structures, memory, and resistance to corruption. It needs the foundation of something greater than any one of us.
A shield?
Yes. One to guard Avalon, even from itself. You've proven yourself time and again, so my shield is yours, Palamedes. Not just to wield, but to become. Let your bloodline anchor what my reign could not.
And you believe I am worthy of such a responsibility? I will not fail you, my king.
Don't carry this burden for me, Palamedes. You never have. Carry it for Avalon, and may your name be a blessing upon this land for generations to come. Isn't an object. It's the bloodline itself. But I also remember the shield was meant to resist. Not enemies, not blades, but corruption, compromise, cowardice. Palamedes understood that. Nothing I've seen here reminds me of him. Nothing resembles the kingdom we were trying to build. Lord Yvain, a joke of a man. A mere shadow of his ancestor. Not worthy of his title, nor of leading his people. I tried to build something lasting. Something that wouldn't depend on me to survive. I distributed power, tied it to oaths, not blood. Gave regions autonomy, left behind symbols to bind them. But what we've seen so far, that's not a kingdom. That's theater. People playing at being lords and commanders, taking on roles they don't even understand. All I've seen here is fear. Indecisive men wearing the mask of power. but their power comes from symbols they don't even understand. And when a decision needs to be made, they hesitate. When danger appears, they flinch. Denholm, commander of Camelot's forces, is incapable of acting without direct orders. Yvain, a descendant of Palamedes, yet too weak to stand against choices that harm his people. Their fear breeds indecision. If you cannot choose, you cannot protect. And if you cannot protect, Avalon rots. It was you the men here responded to, and you who rekindled it. You did all the work, turned the situation into something Yvain could exploit. Without that, Kuanacht would still be waiting. For what? A miracle? That's why I have to come back. Without us, without hands that act, this land just waits and rots. Merlin wanted me to become a symbol. But I realized that one person, one myth, won't be enough. This kingdom needed more. It needed to stand on stronger foundations. And so, I left mementos behind, to serve as cornerstones for various facets of the kingdom. It seems we were both wrong about this. Yes, the situation is complex. But that is precisely the burden of a leader. Complexity does not excuse paralysis, and yet they sit in deadlock, doing nothing, while the world around them fractures. Turn every resource toward understanding why the weirdness is returning and stopping it. Hiding in Camelot is cowardice. Staying here? Stupidity. But what I would do doesn't matter. This is precisely why Palamedes was made Avalon's shield, to judge for himself what serves the people. Even if it meant standing against me. We gave our people peace, but they've come to take it for granted. Perhaps those who live without struggle grow soft, and in comfort, they let go of their values. Symbols, without the will to uphold them, are little more than ornament. I named his bloodline the Shield of Kuanacht, and granted them dominion over this menhir, with full autonomy. The land here is among the richest in Avalon. This place was meant to stand as a counterweight to Camelot's rising power. Well, my friend, they still call me the once and future king. Still hold feasts in my name. Feasts won't save them, but action might. We've wasted enough time. Let's move to the Forlorn Swords and find my crown. Let's make me whole. It's the last hope for this wretched kingdom of ruin.
Are you sure you want to do this? you can still back out. Camelot will surely forgive you for this insubordination.
I have no other choice. I will either return with the Grail or die in the attempt. Nothing can change my mind.
Fine. Do as you will. I'll gladly hear people's reactions to their own lord abandoning them, especially now, when all hope is fading along with the Menhir. Don't say I didn't warn you. Look who woke up. You're a bit late, though. You missed the show. Our Lord gave a rousing speech to his subjects explaining why he's going to leave them in these dire times. I'll leave you two. I need to start cleaning up the mess you made, Yvain. And before I forget, some shady-looking character was looking for you. Didn't tell me his name, but said you're old friends. Said he'll wait nearby.
Greetings, friend of our house. What may I do for you today? Farewell.
Well, well, look at you. Moving along nicely, aren't we? You're piecing him back together faster than I expected. We're getting closer to the end. And since you've proven yourself so capable, maybe it's time. You should have enough power now to enter his mansion. Here, go to this place and see if the door opens for you. No. If you want to know the truth about the man pulling the strings, it's time you took a look behind the curtain. It's the house of someone I once called my employer, Orin. The same one whose plans got you out of the island asylum. I don't know. We stopped seeing eye to eye on certain things, and our relationship soured. No, not really. There's one last piece of Arthur's soul waiting for you. The third artifact. His crown, this time. You'll find it deep in the Forlorn Swords, in the capital city of Dalriata. Meet with Gerfan. He'll either attack you on sight, or explain everything patiently, depending on how he feels about... Oh, you'll see for yourself. Once you're done, meet me at the Charred Conclave. That's where we'll finish this, one way or another.
It is a bold decision, and I am glad he finally made it. It was wise of him to invoke the old laws. Camelot will not dare to break them, and the men here will remain in Kuanacht, at least until the lives of its people are in immediate danger. It's an ancient law I established myself. It is good that he is not going alone. I honor the courage of those who follow him, although none of us can say if they will return. Even if Yvain does not return, his actions will be remembered. Of that, I am certain.